Hello guys and ladies, and welcome to another Trespasser level playthrough with me, TheIdiot. Today we are going to be playing one of my favorite Jurassic Park mods of all time. One of my favorite Trespasser mods, just one of the best fucking things ever. Let's be real, this is great. This is Jurassic Park Dark Secrets by a very large team. Primarily, I believe this was led by Draconisaurus. I'm not sure exactly who to credit for this, so I will just say it's by the JPDS team. But this is probably the biggest mod ever made for Trespasser, along with the Trescom anthology. It is based primarily on the movie. It's got a ton of different levels, most of which aren't finished. Excuse me. I will say that this mod is unfortunately unfinished. However, it does have two different endings, both of which we will attempt to get through in this playthrough. The endings are in quotation marks, unfortunately, because they both lead to points where there should have been more to the game and there just isn't, because unfortunately it was not made. I've talked to Draconisaurus a lot about this mod. I love this mod so much. I actually wrote a fan fiction of it a long time ago. So, a couple of things to note before we get started. This is a multi-level endeavor. This is like a whole new game in itself. It's huge, and it is going to take probably multiple videos to get through. I might play maybe one a week or something like that, so hopefully you guys can look forward to those. Number two, I did have to mute the sound temporarily because there is a lot of copyrighted music in this, and I didn't want to get in trouble. Once I get into the game, I will unmute the music, and or I'll unmute the sound, but I'll leave the music muted just so that we don't run into any trouble. Anyway, let's get started with this. I'm gonna have a lot to talk about because I actually have a fairly decent amount of kind of background knowledge on this mod. So hopefully I can fill you guys in some on that. And let's go. Let's just go ahead and quickly get the sound back up. Turn the music, make sure the music's turned off. Okay, holy shit, that was loud. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. That was really loud. There we go. Okay. All right. You're now on Isla Sorna, John Hammond's secret lost world. Your name is Tasha Carter, and you are here to find your long-lost brother Daniel, who was last seen here years ago. Unfortunately, your helicopter has crashed, and you are the only survivor. Do what you can to stay alive while you search. All right. So we're going to be getting a bunch of tutorial messages up there in the corner. You don't really need to pay attention to those because I know what I'm doing in this. You guys don't really need to know. So immediately you're going to notice that this looks very, very different from Trespasser. This is a fascinatingly unique mod. There are so many custom assets, so many cool new things to see. And I'm probably going to miss a whole bunch of them because this level is fucking tremendous. Now, people who've played this mod before are going to look and immediately be like, what the fuck is going on, TheIdiot? Where is the fog? Well, this is actually a custom version of the level that I'm playing that I have modified myself. There are a couple of changes. Number one, I reduced the fog massively because I felt that it was somewhat restrictive to gameplay. And with the capabilities of Trespasser CE, you can see a lot further without the game crashing. So I wanted to kind of show off just how colossal this level is. It might be against the developer's intent, which I'm sorry, guys. You know, I don't mean to sabotage your visuals or anything. I wanted to present this in a very beautiful, as beautiful a light as I could. That also goes along with the custom sky which I made, and I think I showed this to Draconisaurus before, and he approved of it, so... Anyway, there's our friend the Pteranodon circling around. Here is our crashed helicopter with some cool fire and smoke effects. Let's get going. So, we're here on Isla Sorna. Tasha Carter in the original backstory. Again, this is what I understand from Draconisaurus telling me these things. But Tasha was looking for her brother Daniel, who turns out to have been an employee for InGen. I believe she knew that, but she didn't know that he was one of the ones working on Isla Sorna before Hurricane Clarissa kind of came and wiped out the facilities and forced the evacuation. So Tasha comes to the island looking for Daniel. Little does Tasha know that Daniel was actually still on the island after Hurricane Clarissa. She was working with a group of scientists who I don't really want to spoil what was happening there yet because I think we'll learn more about them as we continue through these levels. But in short, Daniel was working with a doctor named, what's his name? It's something with an H. Something with an H. I'm sure Draconisaurus, who has been watching these videos, I'm sure he'll fill me in really quickly and correct me if I'm wrong about anything. But yeah, they were actually staying behind after Hurricane Clarissa.
Off the trail for some reason.
And
Empty. I was really hoping that wasn't gonna happen.
oh, well, great. This is empty, so we don't need that piece of shit. So you'll see there in the corner.
This wild, this unknown, has not been seen by any human since the great hunters of the early Pliocene.
So you'll see in the corner there, it actually talked about items being used to restore your health. So you have to click to use items or whatever your activate key is, and boom, I just drank some old water. And you can see down, it's kind of hard to see because of the color, but in the bottom left, I don't know if you can see that, the very bottom left is a little health indicator. It says I have 82 health. Your health does not regenerate in this mod. You actually have to use items. You can find drinks, you can find health kits to restore your health. Which is really unique and innovative, and there's few other Trespasser levels, if any, I know of, that have that feature built in. I think that's really cool. And it adds a very different, almost like survival-y aspect to these levels. So here we see we found some power lines leading to this. I'm not sure what this is. I guess like an electrical facility, an electrical bunker. I don't know, let's check it out. Something I really love about this level is because it's just so fucking colossal. Not just this level, but all of the levels that make up Dark Secrets. It's so colossal, you can replay it repeatedly and come to multiple different locations that you just never see. And I'm probably not even going to find all of them because, excuse me, because this level is just so large. There's things that I'm going to forget about as I play through.
There's gotta be a trick to this.
So if I remember correctly, we can actually break this. There we go.
Cheap
Boom.
lock.
Let's see what we got inside. We got a sledgehammer. Looks like we got a key. Cool. I like the little sound effects there too. Those are from the Super Nintendo game, if I remember correctly. The Super Nintendo Jurassic Park. Oh, hello. Okay, we got an Allosaurus here. Big Al makes his triumphant return. Alright, well, we're going to have to get inside of there, I think. So let's try it. Maybe there's something we can use. I think I see a plank over there. But yeah, Dark Secrets is so large that you can play it repeatedly, like multiple times, and find a new thing every time. That's weird. That happened last time I tried to pick one of these up, too. Uh-oh. This is not good. Might have to abandon that for now. Huh. Okay, good. He can fall down there. Maybe we can maybe he'll stay stuck down there. It doesn't, I wouldn't rely on that. Okay, we're going to have to avoid that guy for now, unfortunately. Maybe we'll come back to this shed, I'm not sure. I do plan on finding both of the quote-unquote endings to this. So that means we're going to be playing through two different sort of paths, leading through different levels to get where we're going. But let's start it. Let's head this way. Been a while since I played this too, so there's probably going to be some things I'm going to miss, since I don't really remember everything about this. Here we have a Draconisaurus who is like... He's like... What is he doing? Holy shit! Oh my god, that was unexpected. Eat him! Eat this Drac! No, leave me alone! Oh! I was going to comment on... Oh my god, look at his droopy head! Oh god, he's like the Triceratops from that other level. Kill him. God. There we go. Okay, good. All right, well, we're off to an exciting start here. So let's try heading this way. A lot of different paths to follow. I think I'm going to follow this one because... Well, because why not? I don't remember exactly where this goes or where I need to be going or what, but... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh no! Ah! Whew. Just made it across there. This can be a very unforgiving series of levels as well. Whoops. I'm taking my hand off while I talk, since I don't really have anything to look at. This can be a very difficult set of levels because there's so much area to cover, and it helps, especially helps me knowing where to go and having played this before. But it can be frustrating at times just because it's so vast, which was something that a lot of open world type Trespasser levels can struggle with at times. There's definitely a finesse to creating a level that can be explored in an open world sense while also giving the player an objective without making them feel like they're lost or they don't know what to do or making them get bored. Danger swamp ahead, okay. I think this level, Dark Secrets, can sometimes do that. It can sometimes get a little overwhelming. So I'll give you guys as best a tour as I can remember. Hydration is critical to survival. In an emergency situation, drink the best water available, even if it appears questionable. That hint right there is a giant pile of bullshit. Do not... Yeah, it says to disinfect water. Well, you can't disinfect water in this. Yeah, so don't listen to what that fucking hint says. That hint is like deliberately sabotaging you. Do not try to drink the water in this swamp. You will actually die. You'll get infected with a waterborne illness and will slowly lose your health until eventually you just kind of rot away. Oh, and you can see there I just accidentally drank some pond water. That means I'm going to die. Yep, contracted waterborne pathogen. So let's go back and reload my save. We're going to have to save scum to avoid that. And the worst part is, unfortunately, you can't really avoid drinking the water sometimes. If your hand accidentally smacks into the water, Diane, wrong person, Tasha here will accidentally drink the water by herself and you'll just end up dying. So, bit of a weirdness with the scripting there. If I were going to go back and fix some more problems with this level, which I would like to do actually, I would probably patch that. So, I know I've got to get across this bridge here. Ah, actually, you know what? We're missing something here. We're missing sort of an alternate path. And again, there's a lot of alternate paths in this level, so, you know, it's easy to, better get going if I don't want to be a permanent swamp resident. That means, that's just the game telling me that I can't try off-roading in the swamp. I guess the skeleton here is supposed to show it. You're supposed to kind of stick to the few paths that exist in the swamp. So let's go this way. Let's follow this path here. This, by the way, this little puzzle here, you can see we're heading toward that little thing over there in the distance. This is extremely difficult in my opinion. Almost to the point of being a little bit unfair in its difficulty. This is so difficult to jump across, especially if you're not like a pro Trespasser player like I am. a pro Tres gamer. You can see there I made that on the first attempt, but when I first played this, that took like 1,000,000 attempts.
No morire por engine. Maybe you already have.
If I remember correctly, that means I won't die for InGen. No entry, I think is what that says. Okay. A little spooky. Got a dead guy sitting in his chair there. What do we got here? Ah, well, unfortunately this is in Spanish. So if any Spanish readers in the comments, any viewers can maybe translate this for me, that would be fantastic in the comments. Not that anyone's commenting on these videos, because nobody's watching them. But, whoa. I think our friend there just exploded. He had a bit of a moment. Oh, we got some more water. Maybe we can drink this. Oh, drank spider larvae. Well, that's not good. Probably gonna die of that. Let's reload. I can't remember if that one kills you progressively over time, but I don't really want to deal with it if it does. Alright. Maybe it'll like hatch from my chest like an alien's. Oh, here's another Spanish thing. I'll hold that up in case you want to translate it yourself. Here we go. Can we eat these maybe? Drink this? No? Oh. Oh, we ate a worm. I think that's good. I think we can eat that. Our health went up by 1 point. So maybe that was good. Ooh, a fat worm. Got a big chungus here. Alright, eating some worms. Okay. So those cans have worms inside of them. Good to know. We got this, what would you call this? Like this musket here? Whoa! Okay. Interesting. I guess it was a cursed musket or something. I don't know. Alright, well we got something. You can also see in the bottom right I actually have 5 ammo in this gun. It's hard to see. It's kind of hidden behind my recording icons there. This mod actually originally had a really cool custom HUD built into it, which unfortunately I could not replicate when I tried to recreate it in CE because the HUD doesn't work in Custom Edition. It only works in ATX. So I tried my best to recreate it with my limited capabilities of scripting. I hope it's somewhat representative of what the original mod developers had made. I really like this swamp, by the way. I do want to comment a little bit on just how much I love this mod. This mod is really great. It's so beautiful. It has so many cool original ideas. In that sense, it's a little bit of a hodgepodge of ideas because it can be somewhat inconsistent. But honestly, that doesn't bother me because seeing so much originality in a Trespasser level is something we don't often see. Even from the likes of some of the best developers like Trespasser guy. Alright, looks like we're making our way through the swamp. Whoa! Another one of these weird rotating bridges, but we've made it. Okay. I remember the first time I played that swamp, by the way. It was a nightmare. Dangerous swamp behind. What do you mean danger? Does that mean safety?
I can smell the ocean.
Alright, and up ahead we can see something pretty cool. One of the most impressive locations in this mod, in my opinion. There's a lot of, by the way, there are a lot of impressive locations in this mod. And as we play through, things will just get more and more impressive. You can see a little hint there telling me not to save near the swamp. I've been saving inside of the swamp and been mostly okay. Future site of Isla Sorna Visitor Lodge. Yep. So here we have, got a shack here. Let's see if we can maybe find something inside. Another lock on that. Let's break that off. I also have that key. I'm not sure what that key was for. I think it was for that shed that we walked past earlier. Way back when the Allosaurus was attacking. No? Is this not going to work? I guess I gotta try shooting it off with that, what is that, like that long gun there? Musket or whatever you call it. Come on. No? Alright. Plan B. Perfect.
Cheap lock.
Okay. Well, it wasn't that cheap, clearly, because it took that much of a beating from the sledgehammer. Ooh. You can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my frame rate is tanking slightly. That would be... nothing inside. That would just be because of the extended draw distance from my own modifications to this. Should probably tune that in a little bit. But I think it's okay sacrificing that to be able to see the true beauty and extensiveness of this level. I don't think we're sacrificing anything by extending the draw distance, because to me it's just as difficult and mysterious to kind of navigate through this level. I love this toilet, by the way. Happy face. What the hell?
Now, this is truly something.
I like that even... Oh, that was funny. I don't know if you guys heard Ian Malcolm there from the movie. Anyway, here we have the Visitor's Lodge. Clearly built based on some of the concept art from Jurassic Park, and...
Sleepy dinosaur.
Look who we have here. Somebody over there has decided to take a bit of a nap here. Tyrannosaurus. Jurassic Park 3 T-Rex, it looks like. Let's just avoid him. Yeah, this is clearly based on some of the concept art from the original Jurassic Park movie. I love this. This is so cool. This was amazing when I first played it, and it's still really impressive now. This whole level, though, is impressive. Everything about Dark Secrets is quite the feat of Trespasser level design. This is really a testament to just how extensively we can mod this game and how much effort the community's put into it over the years. So what I want to do is I want to try to get up there. Unfortunately, getting up there is extraordinarily difficult. I don't know why they decided to make it so hard to climb the scaffolding, especially because the actual climbing part of it turns out to be really, 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 really difficult. Like, I cannot stress how hard this specific puzzle is in terms of platforming. Yeah, it is not easy. So let's see. Ooh, frame rate's getting really bad over there. My apologies, guys. That's my fault. That is 100% my fault, and I take the blame for that. Sacrifices needed to be made to show off how much work the people put into this mod. So I know I need to get on top of that metal, or sorry, cement. Oh no! Oh, okay. I thought we had that. Oh, okay. Got a little bit of low frame rate, but only looking in one specific direction going on here. Okay. Maybe we won't go up there. I don't want the game to like lag out and explode like it usually does. But anyway, if you climb, if you guys can see all this scaffolding up here, I feel like I should be whispering because of this T-Rex over here. If you can climb, so what you got to do is you got to climb on top of that, and then you got to climb all of that scaffolding up there, which is a pretty extreme endeavor, especially because it starts kind of collapsing while you're on top of it. If you were able to get all the way up there and climb all the way up there, and then at the very top you can kind of see just a little table up there at the top, there is a map you can pick up, which in ATX would have actually allowed you to hit the M key, and you would have been given a map of the level, which may or may not have helped you explore, because again, there's so much to see in Dark Secrets.
I stood on the lip of the cliff, the wind blowing my hair. It might have been a morning in the early Jurassic.
Sadly, it doesn't work in CE. I think it can be scripted back in, but it would require some custom modifications and patching. All right, what do we got here? I love this. Great concept art here. I know this isn't original to Dark Secrets. This is concept art from the movie, but I'd love to see this like somewhere at some point in a Jurassic Park context. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I gotta get out of here right now because the T-Rex wakes up when you go inside of there and pushes that trailer off the cliff, which is pretty awesome. And if you don't get out of there, you will absolutely fall to your death. Because I just fell off a the trailer just fell off a really, really high cliff. I love that. That's so cool. Another really cool thing from the Dark Secrets team here. So let's get the hell out of here. The T-Rex can actually knock down all of the scaffolding, which may or may not crash the game. So let's just get the hell out of here. We can keep exploring the level. I'm thinking about what to do because, well, I do want to get through the level. I know I'm going to miss a lot in the process, unfortunately. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm going to like go back and look at areas I've missed, or maybe do like a fly-through after I've completed this level. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure what I'm going to do about the two sort of paths that exist in Dark Secrets. I'm thinking maybe I might play this end of the level, this half of Streams, because Streams is kind of the level that branches into all the other levels down the two kind of separate paths. So I'm thinking I might play through the two quote-unquote paths of Dark Secrets first. I don't know. Kind of, Yeah, it's kind of a hard call to make because this is such a vast level, and I don't really want to miss too much of it. In fact, I think I just realized that I'm missing something very significant right now, which I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to recall. There is definitely one place in this level which I want to play through, and I can't for the life of me remember where it is. So perhaps once I've made my way through the level normally, I'll go back, I'll look in Trez Ed, I'll kind of cheat, and look at all of the places I've missed and go back and showcase them as best I can, because I know other Let's Players such as Shadefire have covered this level, but unfortunately missed a fair bit of what is offered here. And it's not his fault at all. It's just the fact that this level is so vast and really not having an understanding of Trespasser and dark secrets and you know, the background knowledge that I have, having spoken with Draconisaurus about it in the past, you know, can just make it can make it difficult to really cover this to the maximum extent. But I'm doing my best right now that I can, just kind of coasting through it, doing my usual casual kind of playthrough style. That being said, I hear a velociraptor. You guys notice also the sound effects for the dinosaurs are completely new. For the most part, I think... Whoa. I think I just lost my gun! The sound effects for the dinosaurs, for the most part, are actually from the movie, unlike in the retail Trespasser game. Which is really cool, in my opinion. Like, I've always found it really weird that Trespasser doesn't use the movie's sound effects. Kind of a letdown. Almost for a licensed game. But... You know, I wonder if maybe there's some, like, licensing issue. I don't know if anyone knows about that. Another really weird thing is that the Jurassic Park River Adventure ride in Florida uses the sound effects from Trespasser for the dinosaurs. Not the sound effects from the movie, which it's based on and licensed from, but Trespasser. The original Jurassic Park ride in Hollywood, which is now Jurassic World, used the correct movie sound effects, but for some absolutely bizarre reason... the Jurassic Park ride in Florida, and I think the one in Japan as well, use sound effects from Trespasser, which is really fucking weird in my opinion. Like, why would they do that? Why would they not just use the officially licensed sound effects? So the place I really want to get to is that island over there. The problem is I can't actually remember how to get to the island. So I'll have to keep exploring and maybe I can stumble across. Like, I remember like where you need to go, or like what the place that gets you to the island looks like. I just don't remember where exactly it is. So I'm kind of just following the coast for now and seeing where this leads me. Big mountain over there too. I really like I like that you could actually see that mountain because of the extended fog distance. You could actually see that mountain from the start of the level. So we have traveled a very significant distance already to get over here. Anne's apparently like a marathon runner or something. Or, sorry, not Anne, but Tasha. Tasha is the name of the player character in this mod. Tasha Carter. So, there's my alarm saying I've been playing for quite some time. So I think I'll go a little longer. Maybe we'll head to the edge of these cliffs here and see what we can see. So yeah, a little more backstory on Dark Secrets. So, Draconisaurus and Draconisaurus et al. Spent a long time working on this mod. I think it was started like 2003 and went until like 2009. It's telling me to look for palm trees bearing fruit. I don't see any. Oh, there's one up there. Maybe we can get that down. It's telling me to hit N to toggle the laser sight for aiming. That feature just straight up does not exist in CE, unfortunately. Let's see. Don't know if I want to waste my ammo on that considering I'm at 100% health. I'm pretty sure your health in this actually goes up higher than 100. I don't know. Let's keep going. Kind of cool though, again, that you can knock down palm trees for health. I don't know how extensively implemented that system is, but Draconisaurus and co. were trying to make a really big, consistent survival experience, and unfortunately only JPDS streams, which is this level, is really completed. I also neglected to mention the loading screen at the start of this is not the original loading screen for this. That's another little tweak I made for myself. Because I did plan on re-releasing Dark Secrets with sort of some modernized upgrades to the public, and I just don't think I really got around to that. Modernized upgrades being the extended draw distance, fixes for custom edition, a few other things. Fixing some bugs if I could. They were trying to create, the creators of this mod were trying to create, I see a Dilophosaurus over there by the way, a very consistent experience, a consistent big Trespasser open world survival exploration game. And sadly, it just never really came to be. Originally, Dark Secrets Part 1, there were supposed to be 3 parts to this mod, was supposed to just be one really, really big level. Unfortunately, that just didn't really work out. Probably shouldn't have shot that guy and then just failed to kill him. Yeah, that didn't really work out, sadly. They had to cut up their plans to make one colossal level and instead make a bunch of smaller levels, which is really sad. Because Trespasser just could not handle the giant size of Dark Secrets Level 1. This is instead part 1 of Level 1, I guess you could say. And there's 4 other levels, I think, that make up what would have been Dark Secrets Part 1. Dark Secrets Part 1 would have spanned from the helicopter crash to Tasha finding her brother Daniel. And I won't spoil that. I'll tell the story kind of as we go. I'll try to tell the narrative as it would have unfolded according to Draconisaurus. But yeah, it would have started with her crashing, exploring the island, kind of learning the backstory, which we'll learn as we play through this. Exploring what's going on here on Isla Sorna. This, of course, takes place in, I think, like 1998 or 99, maybe even the early 2000s. So it's taking place after Lost World. This is taking place in the movies, kind of canon. Unlike Trespasser, which has its own weird canon. And there's going to be some interesting stuff that's potentially, I don't know if it's revealed because the mod was unfinished, but I can kind of reveal it as we go. But ultimately, this Dark Secrets Level 1, Part 1, whatever you want to call it, would have ended with Tasha finding her brother Daniel. To kind of put the long story short. By the way, the chief scientist guy who I was referring to, who was supposed to be sort of the one staying behind and leading all of this operation after the evacuation of the supposed evacuation of Isla Sorna, his name was Andre Halverson. He was kind of the one in charge of the whole post-InGen operation that we're going to be kind of uncovering as we go along here. And down there we see one of my favorite / least favorite parts of the level. I don't know what to call it, like the DX swamp. DX being a prion disease, which comes from the novels. It was a disease which was caused, I believe, by infected sheep, which were being fed to the dinosaurs, and it was kind of causing them to all slowly like die young. So dinosaurs were able to have have babies and then repopulate, and then they would all just die, so the ecosystem didn't destroy itself. Anyway, I think we're going to explore this swamp in part 2 of JPDS streams, because this video has been going on long enough. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll join me again for part 2 of JPDS streams. Have a good one. Ciao.